Hey everybody, and welcome to the final episode of my XCOM Classic Ironman series. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be saying to yourself, this doesn't look like the end of the game, and you'd be right. So, if you haven't watched the previous video, you probably don't have a lot of context for this, but let me just sum it up by saying that I've decided with the release of the Enemy Within expansion looming, and with the sort of general lack of time that I've had to make these videos over the past couple of months, that it really just doesn't make sense to continue this series. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and it's a real cool opportunity and reason to go back and revisit this game, but I think in the grand scheme of things, especially given the sort of lukewarm reception these videos have been getting on YouTube, I think there's just probably better ways that I could spend my time as a content creator than doing these. However, I will say I am going to release this video today, and that will coincide nicely with the fact that there is currently a free weekend for XCOM on Steam. So if you have been curious about this game from these videos, or just discovering this video right now, you may still have time to go and check this game out for yourself on Steam. There's also a discount on all the DLC, including the pre-order for the Enemy Within DLC, which actually doesn't come out until next month. I think it's only a 10% discount on that DLC, but still, if you're planning to get it, then it's something you might want to take advantage of. So, given the Steam sale and all of that, it just seemed like the right time to kind of put a little bow on this series and wrap it up. I probably am not even going to do a full episode. I'm probably just going to play out this combat scenario just for funsies and leave it at that because I feel like there's not a real point in going in and doing the base building stuff if I'm not planning on doing a follow-up episode. But I just wanted to give some sense of closure for this stuff, because I always feel like it's frustrating whenever content creators don't actually end their series. Like if they just get bored with something or it doesn't take off and they just stop doing it, I'd much rather actually give you guys an ending of sorts, even if it's just to kind of explain why I've decided to stop doing the series. So, having said all that, we have what's shaping up to be an interesting mission here. This was, if you recall the last video, an accident actually. I was supposed to go to a different deployment site, but I misclicked when I backed out of the map and then went back into it. So we're actually not even supposed to be here right now, to quote Clerks. But anyway, let's take a look and see what we can do to make this last episode as interesting as possible without getting all these guys killed. So I'm going to go with my standard Overwatch mentality. Again, just checking the borders to make sure I know where the level is supposed to expand out to, as is my custom. Let's get these guys moved up to places where they can be as effective as possible and see what we can do. So as I'm moving these guys around, I guess I can talk a little bit about a little more about the Enemy Within stuff. Again, I covered this in the last video pretty extensively, but I am getting very excited for that expansion. I definitely am looking forward to having a good reason to go back through and replay this game with new content and getting a new kind of experience out of it. I think will be super fun. So I definitely am going to go out on a limb and recommend that folks check that out at the very least. I know I'll be pre-ordering it because I have enough confidence in Fireaxis's ability to expand on their games that I feel comfortable doing that. You know, your mileage may vary, but I definitely feel like that's the way I want to go with it myself. Let's be a little more daring here. Why not? If that was full cover, I would run into there, but given that it's not, I think what I'm going to do is play it a little bit safe. Let's repop this guy. And since we've already got another guy over here on Overwatch, I feel a little bit better about dashing into this position. And let's continue over this way and set up a possible flanking opportunity. Alright, surprising lack of alien activity out the gate here, but let's see what we can make happen. I doubt I'm going to detect anything unless I actually move forward. Now, you know what? Let's do a bit of an exploratory move here, just to see what we can see. Still nothing. Interesting. Alright, well let's get this guy into cover at least.
Got something over here.
Unsurprising that that would happen. At least it's just sectoids. Okay, so knowing that those guys are there, let's set ourselves up with some OV. ERWATCH. And I think the sniper's probably too far back to effectively overwatch from there. Let's just try to set him up in a better overwatch spot. Alright. Flanky. And lock and load. Let's see if those sectoids come a creeping. So we get a buff. Unsurprising. Let's see what they do. Okay, full on miss. Awesome. Alright, let's see what we got percentage-wise here. So they don't have any overwatch because the one buffed and the other one shot. So I can pretty freely move up here if I so desire. I do have the rocket to play with, which might be worth using if I am going to assume that the other sectoid is back there. I might be able to get enough splash damage off that rocket to kill both. Let's see what our rocket cone looks like. Yeah, that might work. Let's try that. We're kind of going all out here since this is the last episode. That was a little unconservative with that rocket launch right out the gate, but might not have done that under normal circumstances, but heck, it was fun. So, I got a regular unit here to move up. Unfortunately, these patterns aren't really allowing me a a good Overwatch opportunity. Just somewhat disappointing, but let's try to move up here. Myself a little more into the mix, as it were. That sniper Overwatch, in case anybody pokes out. And, I don't want to be hyper aggressive about it, but I do want to get guys into position to be able to act, so yeah, let's try this. See how it goes. Let's rock some more Overwatch. Oh. Didn't mince. I mean, men. Good times. That's a nice. That'd be a nice cluster for a grenade toss right there. Speaking of rockets and explosives. Alright, well they all went to hiding.
What was that?
That's okay, because I can Overwatch in case anybody steps out, although with the shotgun I probably don't have too much chance of hitting anything this range.
Target still up.
Weak. Alright, what else you got, Thin Mints? Yep, poison. That sounds about right. Hey, Sniper, anytime you want to, like, Overwatch any of these guys, that'd be real cool. Just saying. Sniper dude probably should be able to see all of this. Okay, so now we've got quite the extravaganza of targets available to us. Let's see if we've got anything tasty. Percentage-wise, it's 70. Yeah, let's take that 70, why not?
He's down.
Gave him the business. Alright, so we actually can take another move because this is an upgraded heavy. 30% is probably not worth it, but what I may do is suppress to prevent them from doing anything too crazy. Let's suppress you.
X-ray locked down. Out of rounds.
Alright. What we got going on here? 5%. Why don't we try a little Granada action here? See if we can reach a target. Oh, it looks like we can.
Grenade out.
Fire in the hole.
Now you seriously mean to tell me, Sniper, that you cannot see any of that? I guess they are a little bit far away, but that's still disappointing. Well, let's make sure we get them into a position where they can actually do something. That's going to be key. So let's make a more decisive move here. Yeah, I wish that was full cover. Okay, what else we got going on here? 70, 30. Light this candle. Ah, full miss at a 70 is kind of disappointing. Looks like we got this engine exploding to worry about, so let's make a power move over here to this heavy cover. And then look at taking a shot. 96. I like everything about that.
Actually neutralized.
Damn, that was close.
It's raining death over here!
Is somebody seriously panicking? Oh no, that's poisoned. Okay, no biggie. No biggie. Alright, so unfortunately our heavy is dry, so they're going to need to reload, but can I move them into a more advantageous position before executing the reload? Doesn't really look like it. I think we're just going to do that.
Reloaded.
Get that taken care of. Alright, let's look and see if our sniper can take that shot. No, unfortunately. How about over here? How are we looking? 30%. Boo. Hiss. Let's see, this might be another good grenade opportunity. Although that grenade's not going to kill, so I think what I may just want to do is look at moving in a little closer to provide a better percentage chance. Alright, let's see what that does for us. 39, still not great, but it's an improvement. You know what, I think I'm going to take the guaranteed damage. I see no reason to not do that. Even though it's not a kill, it's guaranteed damage is better than a 39% chance at damage.
Throwing grenade!
You could always crit. Yeah, no such luck, but that's okay. Alright, how's our shotgun action here? 20%. Pshaw. I don't like anything about that. Let's see if we can maybe run and gun this guy. Try to get around behind, maybe. I can almost get into the cover of that car, but I think what I really want to do is get to this side cover and point blank this dude with the running gun. Because that would be feisty. Because this will become full side cover once I kill this guy, is my thinking here.
It's raining death over here!
Got a little lucky there. Not gonna pretend I didn't. Oh, hello there. How are you?
Bye-bye!
Alright. Only 5%. That's pathetic. I don't like anything about that. Let's look at just getting to a better cover spot, I guess. Yeah, no really good cover there, though. I guess this is my only real shot. Now that the vehicle's blown up, I can kind of use that. Sniper, man, is just not having a good day. Just get him into position to hopefully be effective on the next round. Yeah, this is going to be problematic. Alright, they're just wounded, so as long as I can wrap this up in the next turn or two, they will actually live. But I gotta be quick.
They're on the move.
No dilly-dallying, as it were.
Fuel's about to go.
Okay. So that car is about to blow. I need to look at what I can do with this heavy. Fortunately, my options for the heavy aren't real good, so let's concentrate on what we got going on here with our other choices. 45% chance, subpar, but gotta take it. Yeah, it would have been really nice for them to make that, but 45 is pretty much like not gonna happen. Alright, let's see what we got over here. You are feisty. 30%. I've got to move. I really don't have a choice. The only question is, where do I move to? And I think, given my options, I'm going to go here. And then we will check the percentage. 30. Not quite good enough. I think I'm going to go on Overwatch in case the guy pops out on the left, and that'll be a better shot for me. See if somebody on the right can take out that other guy. Alright, let's see about getting this done. %. Lame. Too bad that's already blown out. Can't really afford to not go to cover. Oh, you know what? I'll go on this side of the truck and go to Overwatch in case they try to come around. Then, as far as this guy goes, unfortunately I don't have line of sight on anything right now, which is unfortunate. Let's just try to go here and Overwatch in case anybody, well, actually no, let's push it a little bit and go to this half cover just to get in better position for the next round. I think I'm going to end up losing that unit because they're going to probably bleed out. Okay, looks like I got one more turn to try to save them. Okay, no pressure. Everything's cool. Alright, well I've got 2 shots at 30%. Take that dude out. Let's see. Well, we'll save that. See what else I got. What other options I have. 30%. Now we got this guy on the other side of the truck too to concern ourselves with. Let's see if I can roll up on him. You know what? Let me deal with this, because the sniper has to shoot, so let's give him a crack at taking this guy out first. Lame! Okay, now next most logical person would be here. Let's see if they have any better luck. Come on, that should be a sweet flank. Whatever. Okay. And only 32% chance. Not in love with any of that.
Negative damage.
This is where the game can become kind of frustrating sometimes, because you look at situations like this and go, what? How is that only 32 from there to there? From there to there, and how is that not a flank? Anyway. So, okay, now that we've narrowed down our options, I think I feel better about having this guy take his 2 shots at 30% on the one guy he can see. Let's see how that plays out. Alright, that was sweet. Something anyway. Okay, you know what, let's just go on Overwatch. Just in case. And so now it's all down to, can I kill this guy before this round ends and my guy bleeds out? And I think the only real shot I have at doing that is to come up here to this corner, hope I don't get shot, and then counter shoot, and hopefully get the kill. So let's give it a try. What's my chance? 50-50 shot. Alright, let's flip a coin, I guess. No grenade, so that's all I got.
Bye-bye.
Operational objectives.
Nice. You know, I think that's a pretty good way to go out. I think that's a pretty good way to go out, because our guy definitely could have bled out there had we not wrapped that up in that turn. In fact, that almost certainly would have happened. So that was a good model of efficiency, and that character is going to be severely wounded, but at least they lived and will be able to benefit from their experience later, should I ever continue this game on my own time. So, good times. But, you know, as always, thanks for watching, subscribing, liking, all that good stuff. I probably will do an enemy within video. I don't know that I'll actually commit to doing a series when that expansion comes out, just based on the reaction to this series. I just don't think committing to that makes a lot of sense. But I probably will do at least some kind of quick look or initial impressions or something like that, just to kind of give folks a taste of what the expansion's bringing to the table, especially being able to compare it to the sort of classic vanilla game, having spent a lot of time with that. But yeah, so look forward to that, and be sure to check out my channel for other videos and cool stuff. And until next time, aliens.